G'day, podcaster. Liam here. Real humdinger tonight. We talk Shein. I invented a podcast network. I also shared some exciting news for the guys that we made Daily Mail, probably for the wrong reasons, though. So you'll hear that there's something that I've been suspecting for a while, but it looks like it's all but confirmed, thanks to the old DM. So enjoy.
Live across Australia, this is Ben, Liam and Belle's Late Drive
On Nova.
Well, you'll rarely ever hear me say this, but 13 24 10, give us a buzz if you have used Shein. Now, you might have a bit of shame around it, like myself, and that is fully welcome here, because tonight we want to talk about Shein shame. The US safety regulation is now looking into Shein and Temu, and I, for one, am
that's good.
very, very happy about this. Did you guys know that Shein, not only do they have textile waste, toxic water waste, and toxic chemicals, obviously, but the textiles that you buy from anywhere, but especially from fast fashion, can take up to 200 plus years to decompose in landfill.
Yeah, and this is the thing. You're talking to two guys who don't shop at Shein, so it's sort of going in one ear and out the other. I know it's bad. I know that it's like slave labour and it's not good. But there is someone in the room who has Shein tags on their clothes.
All the time.
And it's you, Belle.
I wouldn't say all the time.
Well, quite often. I would say 80% of your wardrobe is Shein.
And that's what I want to come clean about tonight, because I 110% have Shein shame. And it was once.
Dude.
It was once.
It must have been a big order because it is your wardrobe.
It was 4 tops, and it was about a year and a half ago I did it. And I have full shame about it because now I understand the impacts of it and I understand how bad it is for the environment.
If you didn't know, Shein was the one where it had the child labour. This is very sad. It had the child labour where they were stitching into the tags stuff like "my teeth hurt" because they were, working in such bad conditions.
And Belle's going, 4 for 1? Bloody oath. Hop on that.
It was once. Once. And Temu is no better. Like, Temu have 80 trillion litres of water used annually, 92 million tonnes of waste each year, and plastic takes 500 years to decompose. So these two brands are so bad. But yeah, I want to focus on Shein. I've never used Temu. I want to focus on Shein tonight.
I use Temu quite a bit.
Okay.
We got a Temu here.
I got some sheets from Temu the other day.
Some sheets?
High thread count or?
No, very low.
Yeah.
Almost plastic-like.
Oh, well, they're putting a lot of plastic into the environment, apparently. Kira in Melbourne. Oh, dear. You've got Shein shame?
Hello. Yes, my name is Kira, and I have Shein shame. And listening to you guys, I'm like cringing even more inside myself about how awful it is.
You are awful.
Tell us about what you did, you horrible human.
Well, I had an event coming up, and I did not have the money to go spend it on a beautiful outfit in the shops. And I was like, look, this once. I've done it once, and I don't think I will ever do it again now after hearing this conversation. After this conversation, never again, I promise.
Good.
I promise.
Kira, honestly, they've found so much lead and poisonous
Dude,
material.
I want to hear about lead if you've used Shein, Belle.
Yeah, but
That's
it
what
was
I'm
once. And this is
Yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
the
matter. If I
only
hit someone in my
Kira.
car one time, I still hit someone in my car. It's not good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I'm admitting to it, and I'm guilty, and so is Kira. But if you'd like to join us tonight, 13 24 10, let's admit to our shame, and just let's try not to do it again.
Katie joins us now in Melbourne. Katie, do you shop at Shein?
No, I don't, but I was ringing just to say, Belle, you should be ashamed of yourself for shopping there.
Oh, Katie, okay. It was once, and I was naive. I was ignorant. I didn't know.
Yes, you did.
No, at that
You
point, I was like,
did.
oh, yeah, it's fast fashion. But at that point, I was still buying off, ASOS, and I bought off all
These
those
tops are
sites.
20 cents. How can this be?
And now I know how bad it is, and I have pledged completely off it. So, Katie, just... No.
You should be ashamed of yourself is a great line. Nellie in Geelong, do you have Shein shame?
I do have Shein shame now. I am convinced after hearing from you guys.
Tell us about what you did.
I've bought clothes. I've bought stationery. I've bought cushions.
They
that
do
look like
stationery?
supplements. They have so many different things, but
Hang on,
I
you're
am
not supposed to be
quite
selling it to everyone, Nellie. You're supposed to be deterring us from using it.
Belle, put your laptop down.
Oh, shush.
Might get me with some of those Shein rulers.
No, but Nelly, look, thank you for admitting to it. Let's move on and never use it again. Ruby in Sydney, would you like to admit to your Shein shame?
I have so much Shein shame.
What did you do?
Well, I used to just tell myself that it's just as bad as Kmart or Target. I had no idea how bad it was.
Shame.
I used to buy swim off there all the time because if you try to buy swim anywhere else, it's like $80
Yeah.
for a tiny piece of fabric.
Yeah, and then you have to buy like the top and the bottom separately. And
Yeah.
the bottoms are like $40 and the tops are $40.
Spoken like someone that shops at Shein
No,
all the time.
no, and
It's just too hard not to, when you think about it. You've got the working conditions and the plastic and all that, but,
$80 for a swim.
80 bucks is expensive.
Yeah, and yes, it is cheap, but you got to think about the environmental impact. Like 200 years for fabrics to decompose is insane, and the amount that they produce is wild. All right, we're talking Shein shame. 13/24/10. Jess, good evening. You have Shein shame.
I have Shein shame. I have a lot of Shein shame.
We're getting so many calls for this.
Honestly, every time someone hangs up, more people are calling through. This is problematic.
Yeah.
What happened?
I am a larger lady, and you know what? I'm not speaking for all of us cuddly folk, but we just get so sick of everything in the stores having Je t'aime written on it, or
Yeah.
like an anchor or some dumb stuff, that I got sucked in just once. They just had cute shirts, and I thought I'll just buy one. Because during lockdown, I just wanted to look pretty and not like I was, going sailing. And I get complimented all the time. And
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That feeds the addiction. Hayley Welsh, the Hock Tour girl.
And spit on that thing.
You remember her? We were talking about her, and then Trump got shot in the ear, and the world just sort of moved on really quick. She's still kicking. Big news for Hock Tour girl. She started a podcast, the Talk Tour podcast. It's a real thing. I saw it today. I was like, oh my God, okay, we're doing this. And supposedly, she's got a lot of fans out there, so it's going well. And it's actually started this new trend of a lot of other people who have had their 15 minutes, and now they're capitalizing on this new podcast network.
Looking for a new podcast? Got rocks in your head? Then Memepod Network is the place for you. We've got hundreds of podcasts from internet sensations. Why wouldn't you want to hear someone talk for an hour who was famous for saying that sentence that time? Looking into investing? Or want to learn more about how your money can work for you? Well, we've got an expert.
I'm looking for a man in finance.
Conspiracy theories more your cup of tea? Well, put your tinfoil hat on and listen to that chick who had a mentee bee on a domestic flight last year.
I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
She's got some really crazy takes. While you're flicking around Memepod, be sure to try our new cooking and lifestyle podcast with Corn Kid.
It's corn. Corn.
Do you like the great outdoors? Well, you might learn a thing or two from our camping expert, Bad Baby.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Into fashion and mindfulness? The Demure Girl has you covered.
Very considerate, very approachable, very demure.
Or you could learn how to bust a move with weekly episodes of Urban Beats and Breaking, hosted by Ray Gunn. And broaden your mind by hearing stimulating takes on the Talk Tour podcast.
So, Hock Tour Girl, how can we effectively integrate advanced technological solutions and renewable energy systems with socio-economic strategies to incentivise and accelerate large-scale adoption across diverse global contexts, while simultaneously addressing the geopolitical implications of uneven technological access and ensuring that transitions are equitable and just for vulnerable populations, considering the dynamic interplay of regulatory frameworks, market forces, and cultural factors?
Gotta give him that hock too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
Why did the teacher get fired? We had this incredible call last night, and I just can't stop thinking about it. Have a listen.
The principal and a new teacher went kind of walkabouts midway through the function, and we noticed they popped into the toilet together. The principal's wife was still floating around.
Oh.
The teacher that was involved in said incident decided that she would go over and have a chat to the principal's wife and explain what happened. The wine thrown across the room, and then the wrestling match that ensued.
Did the teacher get fired by the principal?
I believe the contract wasn't renewed at the end of that term.
Incredible. I mean, yeah, sleeping with the principal, that'll get you fired. At my school, a teacher got fired because they threw a chair across the room and could have endangered some students.
At a child?
No, just near them.
To scare them.
Yes.
You just know those kids got that teacher to that point, though. You know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah.
must have been just driving them up the wall.
13, 24, 10. Why did the teacher get fired?
One of mine got fired because she was making the kids give her massages.
That's so
Yeah, I
weird.
know. I came home and told my mum, I got in trouble. I had to give the teacher a massage. And she's like, what? We're going to swap that out.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. So and as a result, I don't know my times tables, but I do a killer remedial massage. And the guys around here, they love it. So that, if they're ever a bit stressed, I can work out a lot of knots.
Cam in Sydney, good evening. Why did the teacher get fired?
He played porn on the class projector.
Oh, by mistake, I hope.
Yes. There was a kid in the back of the class looking a little bit eager to do work on his laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he was gaming, so he picked it up and plugged it into the projector and was like, we're going to see what you're looking at. You can show everybody, and then flick through the tabs, and it was, a bit of porn.
Well, that's not... But if the kid was already watching it, that's not the teacher's fault then.
Well, we're just putting it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Hey, Cam, for being the first caller for this one, we're going to give you a new generation Echo Show 5 with Alexa.
Sounds bloody good.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And every single caller who gets on air with us tonight is also going to win one. So 13 24 10 is our number. Why did the teacher get fired?
Just so funny, that teacher going, all right, well, here you go. You got your stick at cricket, do you? You want to show the class your stick at cricket? And over here you've got your, okay, I've just lost my job there. Good stuff.
Cassie in Sydney, what happened?
Oh, he wasn't actually a teacher. He'd faked his CV. I guess he knew some information about science, but more and more questions started popping up. They started digging into his background, and there was no teacher's degree.
Yeah, right. So he just liked Mythbusters.
Was he a good teacher, though?
No.
I was hoping that's the silver lining. Like, well, he taught us a lot about life, and I always remembered the lessons that man taught me. He's like, no, he was a drunk. He wasn't educated, didn't have his degree, or working with children's.
Tiffany in Brizzy, please tell us, why did the teacher get fired?
My cousin's teacher got fired because he was convicted of murder. He murdered this woman he had met on a fetish site, and she was found in his car.
Hardcore.
Oh, my God.
Hardcore.
And what did he teach?
Mathematics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
I felt like I needed to know.
Don't know why that was relevant. Science. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Amy in Brisbane, good evening. What happened?
I used to work in childcare, and one of the educators got fired because she slept with a parent of the centre.
Oh, and would that get you fired if it's consensual? And, was the parent married?
No, I think at the end of the day, it just caused a bit of disagreement, and they thought it was a bit of favouritism. So, yeah, she got fired.
Imagine being another parent going, that's not fair.
He's getting extra sandpit time, and I know it, and I know why, because I see them get out of the car together in the morning. I want to go on. I don't like it.
Thanks, Amy. Gary in Melbourne, why'd the teacher get fired?
So I can't remember the exact situation where we're standing around and the teacher had a box of matches, and he said, have you ever seen a match burn twice? Lit the match, blew it out, and then touched it onto my hand. So clearly the match burnt and then burnt me.
Oh.
The principal wasn't too happy about that. I've still got the scar some 40 years later.
That's a weird move from that guy. I don't know what would have possessed him to think that was a good idea.
And that was, Gary, 40 years ago, was that still the days of, you had the ruler whacking or anything like that? Teachers were pretty rogue then. So to get fired then, you must have done something bad.
Yeah. Well, he's still got the scars to prove it. Annie in Melbourne, why'd the teacher get fired?
It was high school camp on a farm that had livestock, and one of the teachers shot one of the resident and most iconically known ducks in the place.
Hang on, so you're on school camp and then a teacher shot a duck?
It was a duck that we had as livestock, and it was very well known and very popular with the girls.
Why did they shoot it?
I think he's more of a peckish duck.
So
I reckon he was biting him.
Right.
Oh,
Duck wouldn't have been expecting that smoke. You know what I mean? Like, just goes for a little quack, little nibble, and then bang.
That's awful.
Just wild. Didn't realize the teacher had that strap, had that thing on him. He just had to let it off.
Annie, you are going to be walking away with a new generation Echo Show 5 with Alexa.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries. We've got plenty more of those to give away tonight. Every single caller on the show is winning one on Nova.
Pop the champagne, Ben. We made Daily Mail.
Did we?
Did you catch it?
I didn't.
Oh, Ben and Belle, this is big. This is good. This means Late Drive's getting a bit of traction, getting some articles.
Finally.
And the best bit is it's actually because of one of you listening.
Oh.
Yeah, from a call. We have been getting like a lot of wild calls, especially from Brisbane. We love Brisbane calls, especially around 7 p.m. There's something in the water.
Absolutely right. Like, yeah, we love getting calls from all over the country, but Brizzy, for some reason, just have the wildest stories.
Yeah, like Liam said, Brisbane comes 7 p.m, something changes.
Here's the headline. Brisbane man discovers his son is his half-brother after uncovering shocking family betrayal. So we got this anonymous call last night in Brisbane. If you didn't hear it, this was it.
My ex-partner of 4 years was having an affair with my father. To make it worse, I found out that my son of 5 years is not legally my son, it's my half-brother.
It's got a quote that just says, it's absolutely soul-destroying. He told radio hosts Liam Stapleton, Belle Jackson, and Ben Jackson.
Daily Mail.
So I was like, the more I read, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, we're going to get it. My name's in there. Belle's name's in there. Ben Jackson. Now, I have suspected for some time that Ben was secretly divorced and eloped with Belle because it's just fishy. And I spend a lot of time with you guys and you pick up on these things. You came back with a tan one weekend and, you're both wearing this new ring. So just come out with it. I know there's a lot of Carrie and Tommy articles at the moment, but are you or are you not married? Because that's what the reports are saying.
If we're looking for headlines, we got them here. Hey, 13 24 10, if you've had a serious injury but a silly reason, we want you to give us a buzz and share your story. Because yesterday we were speaking with Chelsea and she shared a wild story about how she got injured.
I have this really strange phobia of stickers. I had somebody about to put one on me, ran away, heard this pop. I had broken my leg in 3 places.
Broke her leg in 3 places from running away.
From a sticker.
Yeah, some people go through car accidents without breaking their leg in 3 places. Cooper in Geelong, serious injury, silly reason.
Yeah, so back in primary school, me and my mate high-fiving all day, end of lunch, jumped off the playground, bit of a slanting high-five, broke my thumb.
Oh, brutal. Oh, no.
Hey, Cooper, you have now got yourself a Echo Show 5 Alexa.
Oh, nice, thanks.
No worries at all. That's a smart speaker. Thanks for getting involved. Every single caller who gets on air with us tonight is winning one of those smart speakers.
Zoe in Brizzy, what happened?
So I was a little young and I was buttering my toast with a steak knife. And dropped said steak knife and tried to catch it and managed to stab the tendon.
Oh.
In your
And had to
hand?
get surgery. Yeah, in my hands.
Oh. It's hard because reflexes when you drop something, you just want to catch it. So steak knife.
And it would have looked sick if you sort of caught it from the handle in the back of your hand and you sort of did sort of a ninja spin.
Yeah.
But obviously the steak knife just went through the tendon in your hand. Not as cool. Jess in Melbourne, serious injury, silly reason.
Hi, so I work in childcare and I was reading a book to a group of children and one child sat on my lap and I wasn't giving him enough attention, so he decided to headbutt me and break my nose. I full needed a whole operation and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm still recovering.
Someone's got a little hooligan there, little geezer.
Do you just...
Have it.
Surely you don't have to pay, though. Does the parent help pay?
Sorry, it's the childcare centre. I'm very lucky that way.
Yeah, it'd be work cover.
Yeah,
Right.
if
Nah, I'd make the parent pay.
if the kid just nuts you in the head with their forehead, jeez. Lauren in Perth, what about you?
Hi guys, so on the day of my dance concert, I went over to the park and I put sunscreen on and I was swinging on the monkey bars, fell off and snapped both my arms at the same time.
Oh, God.
Because of the sunscreen.
Yeah. So I tried to be sun smart, but it didn't work out.
That's why I never wear sunscreen.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Ben does
Yeah.
the same for his young son Freddie, and I
Absolutely.
feel like it's very smart.
Yeah, absolutely. Never a drop on his
Okay.
young skin.
Definitely wear sunscreen, please.
Well, not if you're going to go on the monkey bars, Belle.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
learn from Lauren's mistakes, you know?
Olivia in Melbourne, what happened?
Me and my sister were at the playground when we were younger, and we were, you know how you frog jump over big poles? We were putting frog jumping, running up, taking a big jump, and I got caught halfway and hit the pole in between my legs and fell over face first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, good. Liv. Zach in Brizzy, what happened to you?
Oh, so I was running around the house because I was chasing my sister, and she's gone into the bathroom, and I'm trying to hold the door open, and I put my hinges in the door, I put my fingers in the door hinges,
Yeah.
and she slammed the door, breaking my my right hand, my middle finger, and my ring finger.
Yeah.
And I needed to get surgery to keep the tip of my finger on for my middle finger.
Oh, Zach. And, how did Mum and Dad feel about that one?
It was kind of a screaming what has happened and kind of, oh my God, let's go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So it was a hectic moment, really.
It would have been, Zach.
That's pretty hectic, man.
But hey, Zach, the good news is, because you got on air to share your story, you have got an Echo Alexa.
Yay!
Yeah. What are you going to do with it? What do you reckon?
I'm ready for it in my room.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah.
guess what? Your sister can't even have one.
Oh, yeah!
Hell yeah, man.
Hey,
And
it was an accident.
she tries to get it, you close the door on. No, don't do that. Obviously, don't do that. We don't want that happening again.
Zach, thank you very much. 13 24 10, serious injury, silly reason. Emma in Queensland, go for it.
So I was riding my older sister's bike. I was about 6 in our backyard over this big stone pile we had, and I was being silly, doing tricks and stuff, or what I thought was tricks anyways. And I came off, and the pedal went through my thigh and ripped a big hole in it. And I was checking myself. I saw this big hole. I'm like, oh, how cool. So I went upstairs. My older sister's on the phone. I'm like, look at this. And my dad was freaking out. And
Yeah, you're bleeding all over the carpet.
Yeah, what's happening? We can see the bone there. That's not good. Nicole in Brizzy, this is your brother. What happened?
Yeah, he was when in his teenager years, he was breaking into a construction site, and as he's jumped the fence, he's lowered himself down onto a star picket and split open his balls.
You know what? That is the second star picker ball splitting call we've had in the last month.
It is.
I don't know what it is about this show, but
Well, I think it's boys being stupid and then climbing fences and ending up on star pickets.
Olivia in Melbourne, tell us, serious injury, silly reason.
Well, mine was my brother as well. When he was 5, he wanted to be king of the bull ants, and he believed he could train bull ants. So he went to the massive bull ant nest in primary school and tried to train these bull ants and ended up with bites all the way up his body and needed to go to hospital.
I told him to do that.
Safe to say he wasn't king of the bull ants.
I was testing them for war. It was battle practice. Could you imagine though, if he trained the bull ants? Could you imagine what a legend that guy would have been around the primary school? Everyone's chanting Bull Ant King, and he's sending them to attack the bullies and that sort of stuff.
I'm just calling it now. Sometime in the next couple of shows, we should do 13 24 10. What did the kid at your school reckon he could do?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's so true.
We'll definitely get calls for that.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.